Hey guys, Dylan here. I'm joined by
Angela.
And we're kicking off an entirely new mini-series for you guys that we're excited to get in your hands. And this is just going to be a brief intro before we jump into the meat
The actual
and potatoes
series,
here.
yeah.
And let me start with this. I think this was the impetus behind even thinking this whole thing through.
Yeah.
Right now, as we've looked around and been planning for 2026 and just thinking about where we are, what's working, what's not, we really have landed on that we're winning.
Yeah, definitely. We are definitely winning.
And I think we had a lot of record performances this year by agents. We've had a lot of standout performances, but in general.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking about just the metrics, the ways to look at this. First of all, we're here to help agents build profitable, sustainable businesses.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
We're here to help agents build better businesses. And we've seen that the business models our agents have chosen over the last 2-3 years have really outperformed.
So they're so working in a shifting market. It's been incredible to watch.
It's very fulfilling.
Yeah.
It's been rewarding to watch our guys win in an environment where a lot of agents are struggling and companies are struggling.
Definitely.
We're winning on sales. We're outperforming the marketplace by large measures, but we're winning on PPP as well.
Mm-hmm.
Our per person productivity has climbed notably, like 20-something%.
Yeah, super exciting. 25%, yeah.
We're winning in retention. Our agents are sticking around. They want to be here. And we're winning on recruiting. A lot of great people wanting to join our organization right now.
Yeah, in the transfer space specifically, which is not something that we've really focused on before, but that's...
Because we're not a recruiting company and we don't run around headhunting.
Yeah.
But we got a lot of people raising their hands saying, hey, I think I want to be a part of what you're doing. We're winning in culture. We've got great mindsets right now. Our people are focused on what they need to be focused on.
Yeah.
And again, it's been really rewarding, but it raises the question, why?
Yeah.
And we've been giving a lot of thought to that. I've personally been giving a lot of thought to that because I never want to take that for granted, and I want to make sure I understand
what's actually happening,
driving this. And I think there's a lot of answers you can give to that, but where I'm comfortable landing is that most of this has to do with the fact that we just have a different idea about real estate. Our philosophy and our ideology and how we've thought about the interaction that we have with our clients, but also how we engage in the marketplace.
Absolutely.
Has always been fundamentally different.
Yep.
And so I've said this many, many times before. I believe in the power of ideas because I believe that what you think and how you understand what you do is going to determine how you act.
Absolutely.
It's going to determine your action and your interaction. And your actions in the marketplace are what's going to determine your results. So I'm working backwards from the results that we're seeing.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking about what do we need to double down on? What do we need to change? And what do we need to focus on to ensure that this isn't luck? And what that took me back to, as we've been chatting, is about 8 years ago. And I believe you were in the room.
I was definitely in the room. Yes, I was mostly agent at the time.
And I think it was our first Signature Education initiative. We had launched Signature Education. So it was one of the first times we had CEs inside of our organization.
Yep.
And we taught a class that we called Rethink Real Estate.
And it was one of our roundtables at the old Courtyard Marriott.
Well,
I remember sitting at those tables.
It was here in Ankeny at the Courtyard. I couldn't quite picture the room.
Yep.
And Rethink Real Estate was a 3 or 4 CE course that we launched. And it was really just a series of concepts or ideas, maybe philosophies is the way to put them, that we had been focused on, but we chose to communicate to everyone to share, I guess, the business strategy or our thinking about the industry and entrepreneurship as a whole.
For me, it's so aptly named, like Rethink Real Estate. It really put some of the puzzle pieces of what I had already been teaching or what I had already been learning as an agent as what we do here. It really put some of the things in the correct places for me. It gave me categories to think about it.
I think the pictures.
Oh, no, totally.
We had a bunch of pictures to explain why we were doing what we were doing. And I want to go back to the intro that I had for that course. I actually shared a quote by Jeff Bezos. It's one of my favorite quotes. I say that a lot. I have a lot of favorite quotes.
So good.
But it's long, but I'm going to read it for everyone because I do think it sets the stage for where we're about to head in the rest of this little mini-series. This is Bezos way before Amazon was as big as it is today. He says, I very frequently get the question, what's going to change in the next 10 years? And that's a very interesting question. It's a very common one. I almost never get the question, what's not going to change in the next 10 years? And I submit to you that the second question is actually the more important of the two, because you can build a business strategy around the things that are stable in time. In our retail business, he says, we know that customers want low prices, and I know that's going to be true 10 years from now. They want fast delivery. They want vast selection. It's impossible to imagine a future 10 years from now where a customer comes up and says, Jeff, I love Amazon. I just wish the prices were a little higher. Or, I love Amazon. I just wish you deliver a little more slowly. It's impossible. And so the effort that we put into those things, spinning those things up, we know the energy we put in today will still be paying off dividends for our customers 10 years from now. When you have something that you know is true, even over the long term, you can afford to put a lot of energy into it. That quote was chosen because the point he's making there is much of winning in business is figuring out, yes, we need to work into the change, but we need to figure out where we can focus our energy. Where do we invest time, energy, and money in order to build something that those efforts are going to be able to compound over time?
Yeah, because there's so many options. Like where do we actually need to focus? Mm-hmm.
And what that entire course was covering a bunch of ideas that provided a thesis really for why we believe in working by referral and why we believe in delivering remarkable client experiences. And it wasn't the beginning of our journey to focus on a business by referral or a relational approach to real estate sales, but it cemented it in a lot of your thinking. You were there.
Oh yeah, no, 100%. It definitely cemented that. And I feel like, and again, I don't know why, just the rethink real estate, I was still working through understanding that we really do real estate kind of differently here. So the rethink was just a super clear category for me to go, yeah, okay, no, these are the things that we do believe in. And these are, now rereading it 8 years later, it's like, these are still true. These are still the kind of the forever truths about what we do and what we believe, the right ideas that we start with.
Forever truths. That's
right?
a great way to put it. Forever truths are worth spending a lot of time, energy, and effort into.
Yeah.
And I guess what I'm postulating is that's exactly why our team members are winning in the way that they are right now.
For sure.
Because we've approached it with this ideology. So I'll add one more favorite quote. There may be one of these every 10 minutes.
Maybe, it's all right.
But it's at the very top of my list of my sum total piece that I keep.
Yeah.
It's the ultimate currency is turning future hindsight into current foresight. Have you heard that one from me yet?
I think so. I'm trying
the
to
ultimate
process that
currency,
again.
so the most valuable thing is turning future hindsight, meaning when one day you
could know what you knew the whole time, right?
I think when you're 90, whatever, on your deathbed, you look back with very good clarity. I think you know what mattered and what didn't matter.
Yeah.
I think we have great future hindsight. Looking backwards is actually quite easy. We have good clarity that way. Winning, the name of the game, is figuring out how to borrow from your future hindsight and turn it into your current foresight.
Yeah.
How do we take that wisdom and apply it today so that we win? And I think that's in part what happened several years ago when we chose to embark on the journey that we did.
Yep.
Where we marched against the
other current, everything else going on out there. Yes,
we
for
swam
sure.
a little upstream when the marketplace was moving in a lot of different directions. And so it's with that in mind that we're kicking off a little mini-series here, and we're going to jump back into these concepts that we launched several years ago. Most of them aren't our own. We've borrowed them from various people. A lot of them are actually from Dan Sullivan, where we were being coached at the time.
Yep.
And we're going to look at Rethink Real Estate, but we're just going to revisit the whole thing. So welcome to Rethink Revisited. We're going to have 8 little episodes here. I'm not even sure how deep we're going to go into each of these, but I know we're going to give them the time that they deserve.
Yep.
And here's a brief outlay of where we're headed. We're going to cover the 2 entrepreneurial challenges that I think every entrepreneur, real estate or otherwise, face. That's the ceiling of complexity and the commoditization trap. We're going to cover 2 economic realizations that every single entrepreneur, again, realtors or otherwise, need to it's a bridge that we have to cross.
Yeah.
We have to understand these, the 2 economies, and then a great understanding of the experience economy that we find ourselves in. Then we're going to pivot to the central solution. It really is the pivot point that we've always called the relational approach to real estate. We're going to cover 2 tenets of working by referral. That's just the mechanism of working by referral, but also the notion behind, well, we call it satisfied clients rarely refer, what it takes to actually create a steady stream of referrals from people. And then finally, we'll close with a decision to build a business on these insights. And one of the goals that I have for this is to teach or cover the concept.
Yep, for all those who haven't heard it too.
But to take a look at all of these in retrospect, what parts of these have remained true? What parts of these have shifted over the last decade? And what's the most applicable or important portions of this as we now look forward to the next 10 years and rethink and revisit our business strategy moving forward? These are interconnected but independent ideas. And I think they solve they create a framework to solve the puzzle for how we win the entrepreneurial game.
Yep.
And my goal is real simple. I want to look back again, gain foresight moving forward, and then just to really hopefully remind everyone, just think back to what I said at the round table. Remind everyone why we need to remain focused on, I'm biased. I already believe I know what we need to be doing, as I did 10 years ago. I believe we need to remain focused on the relational strategy. I've focused very much on the humanity of sales.
Yes, definitely.
Empathy and emotional intelligence. I believe these are the assets of the future. I think they're going to remain the most important things we can do.
Yeah. The things that will not change, right?
And so I don't know that I've got much more to tee us up. I'm ready to jump in.
Jump into the first. Yeah, we need to get started.
So we'll see you on the other side.